everyone? It's Killshot 99 Gaming. This is Walking Dead Dead City, Episode 5, live recap and reactions. We'll be doing this live for a few people to chime in. We'll get your conversations in chat. And then we like to keep this somewhere 30 minutes or less, just so the people that can't watch it live, might be doing something else, can go back and watch the playback and, of course, participate at that point as well. So you guys see our mods in the house. I see the animal. Dr. Di, Harold Evans, good to see you. We got a Sunday night ritual, so it's just good to see our regular group come in and talk about tonight's episode. So as people start to filter in, the one thing that we do, certainly when we kick it off, is I like to check kind of the temperature, right? I like to see what people thought of the episode. I see Deadly Dimes in the house. Hopefully we can get a little bit of your feedback. See Kayak. We got our trivia family. Trivia family, Play Dead Live family, Walking Dead family. So let's just put it out there. Let's just put the number out there from scratch. Valar in the house. 1 to 10, everybody. Let me see what you guys thought of tonight's episode. So tonight's episode, leave it in chat. Kel, 9.3. Bones with a 9. B-Dub, 8.8. Oh boy, Harold Evans 9. You guys are gonna hate me tonight. Sea Kayak 9.4, Dr. Di 8.7, Valar 9.4. I'm glad. I'm really glad. Cesar Morales, good to see you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Deadly Dimes. I did not. I'm gonna be perfectly blunt with all of y'all. So tonight, I gave it a 6. I gave it a 6. I'm going to explain why. I don't give low scores lightly. Of all the 5 episodes I've seen so far, this one is the one that that I thought had a lot of filler, a lot of lag time, a lot of downtime. I love The Walking Dead. I love it. You guys know I'm a big fan. I love talking about it. This episode just didn't, to me, it didn't click. A lot of methane. And I understand the methane. The creepy walker, it had some moments. So, and if I can't be brutally honest with you guys, and that's the difference, is, as a fan, I hope I can be brutally honest. I thought the Pearly story went full circle. The Pearly story reminded me of a Morgan scene from Fear the Walking Dead. So that was a big drag. I think partially the fact that I was so wrong about Amaya and Tommaso adopting Jenny, that probably bothered me a little bit too. Last week I made my bold prediction, like, yeah, Tommaso, Amaya, yeah, they're going to take care of Jenny. No, that's not what happened. They both died. So, it was the traitor scene. And I'm not saying that. Okay, I'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to Maggie and Negan betrayal on that. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. So, the Dama. Okay. We've spent 4 weeks building up the Croat and how mean and evil and powerful the Croat is. He's got his own block. So, basically, the Croat is like a local drug lord, and the Dama looks like she's the kingpin. I'm okay with there being bigger villains, but he turned really quickly, right? You have this impression he just runs stuff, and now he just looked weak. So that caught me off guard a little bit. She's got to be a bad, bad woman, though. She better be. She better be one of the worst villains in the game. All right, so help me out with this. Let me make sure I kind of got a full understanding of what happened tonight. Maggie is hiding grain, I guess, from the Croat. It was like Croat's Negan 2.0. Is that what's going on? And she didn't want to pay. She was hiding it. So he came and picked up Herschel. And then pretty much said, you need to bring me Negan. So Maggie didn't want to pay half of her stuff, and Croat took her son. So history is repeating itself. And Jenny sees all of that and just basically says, you're a liar. You're leading Negan into a trap. So that was pretty good. I'm not going to lie. That most of that was pretty good, and that got me a little bit excited about it. But, I mean, here's the notes that I have for you guys. First and foremost, the mods can tell you why the show's going on. What's the first thing that I typed? Kel, Julia, Amy, as soon as I saw the first 2 minutes. And I just had that feeling. I thought the intro was super weak. Very weak intro. They're walking through a tunnel. It's a methane farm. I thought it was a little weak. And it kind of stayed even keel for most of it. So let me kind of transition, because I don't want to be super negative with it. But what were you guys most excited about? Because most of you guys gave it a 9, and I'm okay with that. But what part were you really excited about? Because we were going a little round and round with the Negan Pearly thing. You got a gun. We're going to go into school. I got to save you again. I don't want to leave you behind. But I guess we had to do some of that to get Negan and Pearly in a good place. All right, so see, Kayak says the fact they expand the story with the Dama. Okay. And those of you that were here last week, we did kind of call that, right? We said the Croat works for somebody, maybe the Commonwealth. Now, maybe. What's the odds that we were right about that bold prediction and the Dama has connections with the Commonwealth? I feel like we're not too far off with that. How many were here for that last week where we made that bold prediction? We said the Croat works for somebody, probably made a deal, and the Commonwealth may have Herschel. Now, if the Dama has connections to that, then we'll be pretty close. But what I thought was funny is Maggie. See, this is a little bit of the confusion. This is like the Maggie bringing Tommaso, or Maggie calling out Tommaso and saying, "How'd they know we're here?" Well, wouldn't the Croat kind of expected her to be there? I mean, she's bringing Negan, so that was a little confusing to me too. So that seemed like a little bit of a lapse. I mean, she's got to get there, so she's sneaking in, but the whole thing is she's got to turn in Negan. So I'm that bothered me a little bit. And it's almost as if she, like, you want to tell him, you want me to tell him. It's kind of like they're both secret agents, and Maggie had to, well, right? Didn't it kind of feel like a James Bond moment where you got like two James Bonds, and Maggie had to make Tommaso look like he was the real evil spy so she could not blow her cover? But Jenny's on to it. Jenny, I'm not sure what you saw in my bag. So, like, Maggie knows that she knows that she knows. So she knows that Jenny saw something in her bag. But that was Maggie's story. So, and now Maggie is freaking out because Negan is going to find out that Jenny's in town, and that's going to mess up Maggie's story. It's going to mess up Maggie's attempt to turn Negan in. So here's what I think, okay? I think Maggie, and pardon the cliche, Maggie's trying to kill two birds with one stone. She can finally get rid of Negan once and for all, and she can get Herschel back. Now, what Rick did, that was wrong. What Daryl did, that was right. So, what Maggie's doing is wrong. She's trying to play it off as if, just help me get Herschel. No, it's going to be, let's go in. Oh, here, you take him. Give me my son back. Now, question I have for all of you. All right, so I might raise my score a little bit now that I kind of think out loud, the whole double cross activity. But I'm starting at a 6. Not changing my starting point. I'll gradually talk myself into a little bit more because the plot thickens. And some of it was necessary. Okay? Negan and Pearlie is necessary. But let me ask this question, okay? I'll ask this. This is a negative question, but I have to ask it this way. Did y'all feel like, not the characters, okay? Not the characters. The acting. Didn't it kind of feel like when they were in the bus, the actor who plays Pearlie was a little overdoing it, and Negan was Jeffrey Dean Morgan was kind of rolling his eyes. I did not feel like the two of them were on the same acting level. I felt that was a very awkward scene. And the more that scene went on, it was like, I felt like Jeffrey Dean is like, we need to get through this. This is a very uncomfortable scene with the two of us. Even the look on, and no offense to the actor, I think I'll look him up, but I think the actor that plays Pearlie, I think he does a good job. But that scene with the two of them sitting there was very awkward. Like the expressions and telling a story. It was kind of like a watered down version of Morgan. And almost as if both Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Negan were probably rolling their eyes like, I've heard this before. I get it. You got family issues. Thank you for opening up to me. But, and because you got to that point, he's like, Pearlie says, and I was angry. And I was mad. Well, yeah, but why can't he just be normal and say, how would we do that scene? All right, let's do that. Let's do this differently, okay? You guys all be Negan, and I'll be Pearlie. So, what Pearlie did and what he should have done. All right, what he did was he's telling Negan, who's seen everything, experienced everything, done everything, and Pearlie has to know that, right? I mean, he knows Negan has killed people and protected his wife and done those things. But he's telling his story as if, all right, listen, I'm from this area, I'm a New Yorker, and my parents, they left this burden all on me. And I had to take it on at an early age. And I was angry. And I was mad about it. And I come to realize that if you would ask me this question back then, I would have answered yes. But if you ask me the question now, I just don't know. Right? I mean, it's kind of what he was saying. I don't remember all of it. But that's kind of what they did. And they did this for like about 3 minutes back and forth. That's why I said I thought it was a little bit filler. Now, thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right, now how could we have done that? We could have done that differently, and we could have saved some time. We could have killed a few more walkers or something, right? So now, let's say they get there, and what Pearlie should have done should have been something like this. All right, let me get into character. Man, I'm sorry for trying to kill your ass. Thank you for saving me. You know what? If you and I work together, we can probably take those people down, and I get it. I get that you killed those people because you were trying to protect your wife. You know what? You're a pretty good dude after all. Come over here, bro hug. Come on in. Squeeze it up. All right, I just did that 30 seconds. That's what they should have done. We don't need Pearlie to be angry at this point. Extra backstory, don't need it. Just build the partnership and do whatever you're going to do. Now, with all that being said, we are where we are. We're here, okay? Pearlie has got to do something to repay Negan. I think Pearlie is going to get wind of what's going on. The setup. So, I think the show's doing great. I love the show. I didn't love tonight's episode. I'm talking myself into liking it a little bit more. I still won't love it. Because tonight, Harold, out of the first 5 episodes, for me, and again, this is for me. I'm not trying to, have you guys lower your score. But for me, this is the first one that I didn't think was awesome. And I will say this. Walking Dead has a history of slowing it down before a finale. They've always done it. They tie up the loose ends, so in the finale they can just go gangbusters. Bam, 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 bam. Historically, they do that. I see Jim, see Busy Bee in the house. Now here's what I'll say, Harold. The reason they have viewers tonight is because of the first 4 episodes, right? If they keep doing episodes like tonight, they won't. People tuned in tonight because the other 4 were so good. So you got to keep it going. If people are turned off by the Dama, not everybody was. See, Kayak said, hey, I like the expanding the world. I don't disagree with that. Somebody else chimed in a little bit ago, said, could the Dama be CRM? Maybe. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see where the story's going to go. But they did kind of clip the wings of Croat relatively easy, right? And she's like, get over here. Get over here, kiss the hand. Don't leave before you do that. All right, so let me get to a couple more things. At this point, who owes who? Let me ask you guys this question, okay? Does Negan owe Pearlie or does Pearlie owe Negan? Let me get your thoughts on that. Because that's a pretty interesting dynamic, and I do think that'll play out next week. So, I agree. I think Pearlie owes Negan. And I think that's a debt that has to be paid in the next couple weeks. Now, there's going to be some type of cliffhanger because we introduced a brand new villain. So it's highly unlikely. Let's talk about the things that would have to be reconciled for there not to be a cliffhanger, Harold. And this is why there will be some sort of cliffhanger. So we got the Croat. Possible the Croat dies next week. However, Maggie's probably not getting Herschel. And we're not going to kill off the Dama after we just introduced her. So I would anticipate. Well, you know what? I'm not ready to make that as a bold prediction. To be honest, it would just be a 100% guess. I love bold predictions. If you ask me, all right, okay. Ask me to make one. If you guys ask me to make one, I'll make a bold prediction. If it's wrong, it's wrong. But with only 5 episodes under our belt, it's difficult. Okay, so I think I think we've seen enough of the Croat that he could die. Okay? I think they've developed him enough. He obviously doesn't have the level of control that we thought. But he's kind of essential because he's got this whole methane operation going on. So I don't think the Croat is going to die. Now, maybe that's not a bold prediction. But my bold prediction is there's no way Maggie gets Herschel. And there's one simple reason why. At this point, let me ask you guys a question, okay? Is Herschel a killer? Yes or no? Does he look like he's a killer? So I don't think he is yet. So Caesar C. Kayak, I don't think he is yet. Which is why I think if Maggie gets him next week, he's dead weight. And I don't think you got it. You got a whole series built on Maggie and Negan. What are we going to do next season? Is it going to be mostly Maggie, mostly Negan? So, here's my bold prediction. Next week, everybody, Jenny shot the flare. The Croat takes Jenny. Now, Maggie has to tell Negan the truth that she knew Jenny was there. She didn't tell him. Negan's super pissed. Now Maggie and Negan are both even keel. Maggie has no advantage over Negan. She has no leverage over him. Maggie needs to find Herschel. Negan needs to find Jenny. They need each other. They become true partners, and they set the table for season 2, everybody. That's the way it's going to go down. That's my Super Bowl prediction. My name is Killshot. Give me 999s in chat. I want to give you guys some super chat shout outs right now. And I will see all of you guys next week for the Walking Dead finale. I mean, she shot the flare, so somebody's going to find her. And it ain't going to be Negan because Negan cannot leave Pearly because he'll die. All right. There you go. We got Busy Bee in the house. Deadly Dimes. Valar, thank you guys so much. And appreciate you guys getting your thoughts, getting your questions, getting your chat in here. And those of you watching the playback, join us live. We have 700-800 people watching playbacks of these live streams. Next week, get in here. It'll be a season finale, so I got a hunch there'll be a few more people in here. Harold Evans, thank you. Pleasure as always. Marcia Cooper, good to see you. Our mods, Julia, Amy, Kel, thank you. Jim Stone, appreciate you being here. To everybody, if I missed you in a shout out, I will definitely see you guys in Deborah Cox in the house. You guys have a great night. See Kayak, pleasure. We got Play Dead Live, Faction Wars Monday night. We got Trivia Tuesday, and a whole lot of good stuff during the week. Subscribe to the channel. Look for any announcements we make. We do have a portal that's about to go live, and you'll be able to log in online. You'll be able to get breaking news and hang out, do some gaming with us as well. Thanks again, everybody. Talk to you soon. Peace.